Hello, Mr. Hull on the treaty territory of the Tla'amin people, coming again for another episode of Creating Bully-Free Zones. Tonight, I'm going to put on a slightly different hat, that of father of 10 children, 5 of my own and 5 bonus children. The topic is my role, your role, as caregiver. Previously, I've been talking about schools. What can schools do? How can we support? And that conversation is ongoing. But I want to step back into this other role because this is a shared effort, right? And so as a parent, as I approach or as I have kids in the school system, this is what I consider to be my role. First one is to communicate with my kids. A few years ago, quite a few years ago, I remember meeting with a counselor here in town. And first thing he said to me, he said, "Matt, I'm going to be open, honest, and direct, because that's the only way that I can be respectful to you." So I like to take that same approach with my own children. And I tell them, I'm going to be direct, I'm going to be honest, and we're going to be open because I love you and because I want to show that respect for you. So to keep that communication open, sometimes the conversations are hard, sometimes they're awkward. But when we approach them with the care and love that we have for our children, we are able to keep those lines of communication open. That's going to be unique to you and your kids, but make sure that you keep that space. The other part that I, as a parent, as a caregiver, that I do is it's my responsibility as well to teach empathy, compassion, and kindness, right? So when I speak to my children about connecting with others, I need to make sure that I place emphasis on those 3 key pieces. At school, we teach it. I guarantee you, we're having conversations about those things. We want to hear those things at home as well, so that there's this circular piece that kids are listening and hearing and learning about the importance of empathy, compassion, and kindness, right? Big lessons and really important. And when we can pair up together and we work together, I really believe that our kids can exist within that space. It's my responsibility to monitor, to be aware of my children's online activities, of their interactions. That might involve conversations around the dinner table if you're able to have dinner together as a family. It might involve conversations as they're going to bed. Ensuring that I listen with compassion and care, but that I'm aware of what's happening, asking those questions. It's always about that. It's always about asking those questions. And again, I'm sure these are lots of things that you're already doing at home. I know these are things that I have to sometimes remind myself, did I ask those questions? And did I check in? The other part is expectations. Okay, so I need to have clear and concise expectations of my children. They need to be clear and concise so that they know what's expected of them in the way that they act, the way that they react, the way that they behave on social media or that they behave in person. Because, and I have a teacher at my school who I respect deeply, and she often says, if we expect it, we have to teach it. So the same thing goes at home with my own children. If I expect them to be kind and caring friends, then I need to teach it. And how do I teach it? I teach it by being that way, by being kind and caring and loving with them, and model it with the people around us. So often I have to ask myself, was that a kind and caring way? When I was upset with the driver that drove past me, what did my kids see in my reaction? When I am upset about something that happened at work, what might my kids be hearing from the other room? So how am I modeling that behavior? Now, again, like I said, I'm wearing my parent hat. Now, obviously, I can't get rid of my principal hat, but I want to make that clear in the fact that as a principal, I am not trying to tell parents how to parent or where they should be. But as a father, I want to share my experience and share ways that you as a parent can connect and help us create this space where kids feel free to be who they are and where they need to be. Let's check back tomorrow and we can carry this conversation. Take care.